Hello and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Last time we accidentally killed we deliberately killed Connor, but we accidentally got into a situation where that was a thing that was going to happen.
Of course.
It isn't great. But we are now going to go search for the Urn of Sacred Ashes, which might be at Brother Genetivi's house, which we've been to. So we're looking for Brother Genetivi. And just doing a little bit of looting. I leveled up at the end of last episode, so let's click on that. I think I've been noticing that I've been dropping lower and lower, so I'm gonna put a point into the Constitution. There's also there's some armor I want to wear at 22 strength, so I'm gonna put some points in there. That means next time when I get 3 points, I'm gonna get up to 22 strength and I can use it. I will, of course, forget between now and then that was my plan, but, you know, I can at least start properly. Let's see what we've got here. I think I'll use Device Mastery, because there's some that I can't open out, and that seems like a good thing to just get done. That'll mean we won't be missing out on loot. Hello, Isolde.
The castle is restored, but my son is forever lost. You will forgive me if I do not leap for joy.
Well, you mentioned a reward.
Should my son live? He is not alive, so there is no reward. If you wish, ask my husband once he heals.
I get a feeling we're going to fall out soon.
I need to be alone.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk to me. Hello, servant.
Oh, there's so much to be cleaned up. I don't want to even think about what happened here.
Yes, quite right. That's the most important thing, is that there's cleaning to be done. More servants. Someone relocked that so I can get more XP. That was very nice of them. I wonder if that will lock every time you go in and out the area. You get infinite XP. Interesting. Probably not.
As you desire.
So we've got a few things left to do in Redcliffe. We've got to go deal with we got to go speak to the blacksmith, tell him that his daughter made it there, you know, peacefully. And all that. So we can do that. Oh, we could talk to Sir Per. Van Tegan. Well, let's talk to Sir Per.
It is good you resolve this demon business. Now we must either revive the Arl or allow Bantegan to take his place.
Is that an option? Hello, Van Tegan.
You return. Might you have news?
Are you calling Eamon's Knights back?
Yes, but they are returning slowly. No doubt the war's progress, as well as the Darkspawns, hinders many of them.
What is Arl Eamon's condition?
Unchanged, I'm afraid. We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. As time passes, I become more and more convinced the urn might be our only hope. Then I must resume my duties. The civil war continues, and Loghain is no doubt angered Redcliffe has not been disabled. Good luck, my friend. I hope this continues to go well for all our sakes.
I'm going to talk to him again, because I want to see if it gives me the Jarwin option that I lost.
You return. Might you have news? What of him? He awaits my brother's decision on his fate.
Never mind.
Then I must resume my duties. The civil war continues, and Loghain is no doubt angered Redcliffe has not been disabled. Good luck, my friend. I hope this continues to go well for all our sakes.
Well, I kind of wanted to speak to him, so I guess I can. I mean, I could go through the dungeons, but the chances are he's not even going to show up there, so else we will move on. Having a quick round. So we're going to go back to the village. We're going to finish up there. We're going to go... I think we should do some side quests after this. This has all been rather too serious, and there's no rush anymore. Well, there is a rush, but he's in a coma, and he's going to stay that way, from what I understand. Let's go to Red Cliff Village. Are we going to get across all right in this tiny little thing? Ooh.
Sire, I have more news. Yes. Well, it seems that the fighting has gone
Enough.
exactly as you...
I would like to know what you intend to accomplish, Father. Should we not be fighting the Darkspawn instead of each other?
The nobility should be brought into line and then the Darkspawn defeated. This is no true Blight, Honora. Only Kaelin's vanity demanded it be so.
Beg pardon, sire. But Blight or no, we may not have the manpower to face the Darkspawn soon.
Kaelin approached your legions for support, did he
Never!
not?
Marek and I drove those bastards out! We'll not roll out the welcome for them now!
We need help, Father. We cannot deal with this crisis alone.
Ferelden will stand on its own! I will lead it through this, Honora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kaelin?
Kaelin's death was his own doing.
Okay, so it appears that Logain's starting to lose some support from people who know him. Good. That's good for him, I should say. It's probably pretty good for us. Can we speak with this Templar guy?
Move along, friend. Thank you.
So we could go on Windmill and see if we can find Jawin, but I don't think so. Maybe he's meant to appear after... Maybe he's there because Jawin's there, but then it was a secret. I don't know. I think he's... I don't think he's meant to be there. Right. Alright, yes, we've got the corpse gals for that quest. We can go hand it in. Corpse
Blessed
gals.
are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
3 sovereigns. Very good. Get that off the bar. Lock the bar. And we'll probably start selling stuff to the blacksmith as well. Because that sounds like a good idea.
Of course.
She's here, and blacksmith.
My Valena returned. She told me of your daring rescue. I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am. Take this. A reward for your deed. It's dwarven made and should serve you well.
Thank you.
Thank you again. I'm forever in your debt. You're welcome here, friend. What can I do for you?
Business.
You're welcome to whatever I have, obviously. I'm at your service.
Oh, so not free. He made it sound free. He's talking there. Let's start selling things. So, sell the daggers, sell this greatsword. Although this is named, I don't think it's just not as good as Wolfkiller. Right. Armor. It's gonna get rid of everything, because if we need to equip someone, we'll go to Warden's Keep and equip them there. So there's no point keeping anything for anybody who could join our party. Oh, is this the stuff we got us? Nature armor. It's alright. It's not great though. I don't have anyone who'd use it. I mean, maybe Sten, but he's got the Warden's Commander gear on, so no. Aemon Shield. I should compare that to Alistair. That is better than what he's using because that's actually 10 defense. So. Just getting rid of things that I haven't used in a while. We'll get rid of the Mabari Crunches because I don't use them. Oh, they're not worth anything as well. Should have got rid of them ages ago. Right, good. It's much better. Hello. Oh, I'm gonna save because I'm saving while Felina.
Thank you, kind sir.
Okay, it's not important. Right. Oh, Alistair, we should change your shield. It might seem a bit wrong to be using Aemon's shield while Aemon's currently, you know, in a near-death state, but it's fine. Oh, I should have... Alistair can use this, can't he? Okay. Did he just go up to enough strength to use that? Oh, well, it's better than what he has, I think. Yeah. I will give it to him. And we will then take stuff off it and put it on that. Oh, that's how people are being randomly getting paralyzed. I didn't... Ah. It's all starting to fall into place now. I was wondering about that. Oh. Ah, yes, I remember. I don't need to do this. I can actually just leave from here. So. Village of Haven? Is that... No. Because that was from Honleith to the village. I think. No, Honleith was where Shale was. This is somewhere totally different. Okay. Caravan, Cillian outskirt, prison ruins. Okay, the reason we can still go there is because the quest is still open. Party camp.
Now that we're back at the camp, I want to talk about what happened at Redcliffe.
What's on your mind?
You killed Connor. You killed him. A little boy. How could you do that?
Lady Isolde was the one who killed Connor.
You know what I mean. Do you think she would have killed him if she didn't think you would have done it yourself?
Are you saying I should have used blood magic?
I don't know. Maybe. It was Lady Isolde's fault what happened at the castle. With all that blood on her hands, maybe you should have let her sacrifice herself. This is the Jarl's son we're talking about here. What do you think he'll say when we revive him?
You'll see there were larger things at stake.
I just don't know how you could do it. How you could make that decision. I owe the Jarl more than this.
Okay, so this is about you and him, not me at all.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I suppose it's done, isn't it? And it'll have to be enough. Oh, why am I getting on your back about it? You did what you had to. It's just... all this death. Never mind. Let's just stop there before I do more than shove my foot in my mouth like an idiot.
Wow. He did not like that decision.
Enchantment?
Enchantment.
Enchantment!
Right, so we need to... This is the blade I'm currently using. So we're going to put whatever the best thing that we have is on it. So let's go for an Expert Frost Root. That'd be good. I'm now doing full frost damage. Alistair has AO'd. We could put some spell resistance on it. That would be kind of cool. I mean, it's not a lot, but that's kind of fits in being a tank. I did not like what that just did. I'm gonna save it again. So, I think we should have a chat with some people. Let's talk with Alistair.
What do you need? Ask away.
Can you teach others to be a Templar?
I already said I wouldn't. The answer is still no.
Okay, well he's sulking a little bit. Let's talk to Zevran.
Here I am.
I will care to answer some questions.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What's your opinion on the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
So was the woodcutter your father?
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
You're oddly cheerful about it.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
Yeah.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
But you don't think of yourself as Dalish?
Not at all. I think of myself as Antivan. Still, that did not stop me from running off to join a clan when I drew near Antiva City once. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Now, the reason I asked you, Zevran, about, the Dalish, is because I have these gloves for you. That's me.
Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
They're like your mother's.
Maker's breath. You're right. It is like my mother's. The leather was less thick and it had more embroidery, but these are very close and quite handsome.
You're welcome.
Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
What item did I receive? I think it's probably the leather gloves I received, would be my guess. Yeah. Okay, let's try giving away some of these other gifts. Now, I know that the Lambo is for you. Thank you for that little bark. Let's see. Are the shoes for you, Zevran?
You have excellent taste.
I guess so. Liliana, how about a golden symbol of Andraste?
Oh, how dear of you.
And this flower.
Thank you so much.
Good. And this should be for Alistair, tracing the line of Al-Eamon.
Oh, thank you.
It also means he
very
doesn't
nice.
hate me quite as much. Vinter Imperium. I don't think that's for anyone we have yet. Is Shale? I think I was going to give you shiny things.
Ooh, shiny. Ooh, shiny. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm to keep this, am I? Fine.
Okay, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Zevran, do you want some wine?
How nice.
I guess not. So, I think that's all those. Quartz isn't a gift, it's something to sell. Okay, cool. Lots of stuff. Codex updated. Zevran shows an affinity for the finer things in life, hardly surprising for an Antivian crow, but his appreciation can be more poetic than he lets on. A simple bar of fine silver or gold, uncomplicated by a craftsman's hammer, is elegantly valuable. Okay. So he just wants bars of gold. I can do that. So we got some new strength stuff. It's good. Liliana, we'll speak to you next.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Well, I hear that in Orlais, minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
Who cares?
Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers. But some of them are what we call bards.
I thought minstrels were bards.
Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
What kind of services do they offer?
What do you think? They infiltrate, steal, sometimes assassinate. It depends on the bard. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the Highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
You were a bard, weren't you?
I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
Yeah, well, that sounds too exciting for me to just kind of let go.
The excitement of the life wears off very quickly, I'm afraid. I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here.
Okay, so I think that approval went down a little bit, which isn't great. Hello, Sten.
You called.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised. To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Actually, never mind. I wish to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
Okay. So, we're kind of done there. I think I might stop playing soon, because I don't know if you can see this in the video, but every time that we leave one of these conversations, there's quite a noticeable pause in loading, which makes me think it's going to crash. But
yes? So, full of questions, are you?
have you been hunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
I'm glad you think so.
And I am glad you are so glad. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness. Pity them if you wish, for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them, once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait?
'Twas a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Do you still think it was fun?
I think that my mother made it fun so that a child did not learn to fear. And I think that it was necessary. There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
You're probably right.
An enlightened view, or at least an agreeable one. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Cool. At least we didn't wind her up. Who's that? That's the emissary. We got to speak to Shale. And then the dog.
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
Is that because I'm not human?
Oh, it's not just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
Very likely I am Dalish after all.
Then that must be it. The humans have always spoken about elves being inferior, but obviously this is their own stupidity talking. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
And we wouldn't want that.
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Yay! We made someone like us more in this talking. Hello, dog.
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again. I call her Asala, the soul, my soul. She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years. Yes, you understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do.
That's very interesting that Sten, I assume, can understand the dog? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's a bit of a shorter episode, but I do think the game's going to crash, and this seems like a good point to stop. So, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.